Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okuru. We begin the news with the horrifying attack in Maiduguri, Borno State. Police have so far confirmed 15 people dead after Boko Haram insurgents invaded a community in the state capital. The attack occurred late on Wednesday as the militants were trying to capture Jidari Polo community in Maiduguri before the army repelled the attack. This attack is their biggest in the northeastern region of Maiduguri in over 18 months. The city is the center of the 8-year-old fight against Boko Haram. Now, less than 24 hours after the attacks in Maiduguri, Nigeria's capital of Borno State, Acting President Yemi Osinbajo arrived the Borno State capital. Osinbajo arrived the town to launch a food aid initiative for displaced persons in the northeastern town. The plan seeks to ensure the distribution of 30,000 metric tons of over 1,032 trucks of cereals to those affected by the Boko Haram insurgency. The insurgency has left more than 2 million people displaced. Ahead of that visit, security was beefed up in the town with military helicopters and fighter jets providing aerial surveillance. The United Nations World Food Programme says it will scale back plans for emergency feeding of over 400,000 people in northeast Nigeria due to funding shortfalls. The decision to cut aid comes as onset of annual rains threaten to worsen the humanitarian crisis in the region. Farmers have been unable to plant or harvest crops for years due to the Islamist insurgency. UN says it is now focusing on supplying food to 1.4 million people deemed to be more at risk. UN has now issued warnings of a looming famine in the northeast region. More on our top stories. Inspector General of the Nigerian Police Force Ibrahim Idris has ordered the arrest of those behind a 3-month quit notice given to Igbos living in the northern part of the country. On Tuesday, the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, a coalition of political groups in northern Nigeria, issued a 3-month ultimatum for all Igbos in the 19 northern states to vacate the region. The group said if the Igbos fail to leave by October 1st, 2017, it would use force to evict them. The group also threatened to take over all the landed properties currently owned, rented, or in any way enjoyed by Igbos in the northern part of the country. Now, reacting to that statement, the head of Nigeria's police service has ordered all groups and individuals attempting to destabilize the country to be arrested. Nigeria's Air Force is dismissing reports of a coup plot. A statement signed by its spokesman, Air Commodore Olatokunbo Adesanya, said the forces pledged loyalty to the president and commander-in-chief of the country, and as such won't do anything to disrupt the nation's democracy. It says the Air Force is a highly professional and a political service that is focused on ensuring the territorial integrity of Nigeria. The Code of Conduct Tribunal has postponed ruling on a no-case submission filed by Senate President Bukola Saraki. The senator had filed his motion shortly after the defense closed its case against him in the last hearing. The no-case submission means he is not opening a defense and asking the tribunal to discharge him because there is no case against him. Meanwhile, Tribunal Chairman Danladi Umar has now opted to reserve ruling on the matter. The Nigerian Senate has passed a bill seeking to protect whistleblowers in the country. The bill was sponsored by Isiaka Adeleke, the Osun West APC senator who died in April this year. The bill will now be sent to the lower chamber of the parliament, with the final version sent to the president to be signed into a law. A day earlier, the Nigerian government said it had paid 375.8 million naira to 20 whistleblowers in the country. Finance Minister Kemi Adeosun says information from whistleblowers has led to the recovery of over 11.6 billion naira. The Nigerian Senate has stepped down a controversial bill which proposed a levy of 5 naira per litre of petrol purchased by Nigerian motorists. The National Roads Funds bill was widely condemned for asking motorists to pay more for fuel. Sponsor of the bill, Senator Kabiru Gaya, at Thursday's plenary session, explained that the bill would provide funding for roads in Nigeria. But the Senate stepped down the report to enable other relevant committees to go through its content. The Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu maintained that the Senate had no plan to increase pump price. Stakeholders in the tourism sector say if the government fails to create viable policies, diversifying the economy from oil to tourism might be a tall dream. A conference to discuss the importance of tourism was held in the commercial city of Lagos. The tourism conference was organized by Waka About Africa to mark its 5th anniversary.
What we are doing today is to explore ways and means of improving our tourism. As it is today, finance as catalyst and ICT as catalyst for tourism and culture in a diversified economy. It is a very important topic for us because it's a unifying topic. There are many common things we have amongst us which can unite us. The misfortune we have in this country is that people who have no roots, strong roots, exploit differences in order to give themselves fake roots. That is why we have problems in this country. It is only the weak candidate that exploits tribe, exploits religion. Oh, I belong to a religion. We have not had a chance. Give us a chance because it has no other quality except to find the embers of the opium of the people, religion. A strong candidate will not remember where he worships. A weak candidate will find the embers of where he worships as the only way he can rise.
Tourism and hospitality expert Charles Okeke says government must be the driver of economic diversification from oil to tourism. As a critical player, he said only the government has the sole responsibility of laying a good foundation for tourism to thrive in the country.
A lot will be said in conferences and seminars and meetings, but none had been implemented. Non-implementation of policies. You look at the transportation, the aviation, which is under the transportation, the tourist sites, the festivals, the carnivals, medical tourism. We'll look at the food tourism. If the government can put people that are supposed to handle it and get the proper results, the economy of this country will improve.
Every government at every level, federal, state, local government, should be able to know what attracts people to their places and develop them. And then put it in the air so that people will know. And the people will troop in and move in. The Agongo Festival in Sokoto, is it Sokoto or Kebbi? Is something that attracts white men and all that. So government should devote more time and resources in developing its tourist potentials. There are so many of them in every nook and cranny of Nigeria. So it's a matter of shifting attention and knowing that this is where to go.
A coalition of civil society organizations in Nigeria say they are against genetically modified organisms in the country. They say they believe that GMO crops pose serious health and economic concerns. A peaceful protest to register their displeasure was held in Abuja, the nation's capital.
When you genetically modify a crop, like one variety of maize, and maize will pollinate by cross-pollinate by wind or by insect. So whether others plant it or not, they are going to be cross-pollinated. So you're going to end up having one species. And if one disease attacks that species, we're going to lose everything. So GMOs reduce the variety of crops that we have in the country. They reduce the microorganisms in the soil because of chemicals. They are planted with chemicals. Chemicals to kill every other crop except the GMOs. And that means killing every other organism, whether beneficial or not.
We are worried because now that we have a biosafety management agency, we expect them to be unbiased about all this. I don't expect that the National Biosafety Management Agency will be the one promoting genetically modified foods. They are the regulators, so they should remain as regulators. Go into the market, find out all the GMO, all the foods containing GMO ingredients. Begin to advise Nigerians.
For anyone to say that the biosafety law was hastily passed after passing through the 6th and 7th assemblies, that's 2 assemblies, 8 years, is misleading and an attempt to cast aspersion on our national legislative and legal system. But that's no more an issue. On the assertion that the National Biosafety Management Agency Act does not give room for third party to appeal or seek redress, the Act made provision for any party to seek redress in the event of damage resulting from modern biotechnology, as you pointed out. We are, as I said earlier, on the same page. We are all together to sort this matter and solve this problem once and for all, no matter how long it will take. The Senate President and the Senate leadership and House of Reps Speaker and House of Reps leadership will in no way ever do anything which is against the Nigerian interests. You can be rest assured about that. I have the mandate to assure you that there will be no such thing as interest of any particular group against the national interest.
Corruption not in my country.
How work?
How correct, Oga?
What is it that you are doing?
Oga, they command the part now. Make we go sell for.
Oga, na correct kuza be this so. Oga Titus and him boys them. They do am. They will command the original parts, sell them, make plenty kusa. No wonder our customers bring the generator back to our workshop because they bad. And not because of stuff. Now because they overuse the generator. Plus say NEPA no they give them electricity. Before I open my eye, Makachuku look at my talk in the heaven. Replace this original generator parts back inside this generator of my customer. In short, before una do am, frog jump. 1, frog jump. 1, 2, 1. Stealing of generator parts or changing of original parts to a fake one. That is the corruption. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. Let's turn our attention to business stories now. The Naira is expected to remain stable in coming days at both the official interbank window and black market. CBN's regular intervention policy has impacted positively on dollar liquidity in the market. The Naira was quoted at $3.68 per dollar on the black market on Thursday, against $3.82 per dollar recorded last week, while it's trading around $3.05 to the dollar on the official interbank window. Nigerian stocks on Thursday hit a new 23-month high by sustaining gains recorded in previous sessions. The gains were maintained as the Forcados crude oil terminal was reopened, helping to boost confidence in the country's largest local oil exploration company. Shell lifted force majeure on exports of Nigeria's Forcados crude oil on Wednesday, bringing all of the country's oil exports fully online for the first time in 16 months. Gains in banking stocks and food sector also helped to sustain the rally in the market. The index rose by 0.77% by the close of trading to 32,937 points. Oil fell by a second day on Thursday to hit one-month lows. This came after an unexpected surge in U.S. inventories and return of more Nigerian crude aggravated investor concerns about an already oversupplied market. Brent crude was down 26 cents at $47.80 per barrel, while U.S. crude fell 25 cents to $45.47 per barrel. The market has come under pressure from news of rising output from Libya, which together with Nigeria is exempted from the production cut made by OPEC and its 11 partners. A Somali government official says Al-Shabaab militants have captured a town in the country's Puntland region. The Al-Qaeda-linked group says it has also killed at least 61 soldiers after overrunning a military base in the town. Among the insurgent demand is to drive out African Union peacekeepers, topple Somalia's Western-backed government, and impose its strict version of Islam on the Horn of African state. After one of the most tumultuous years in British political history, polls have opened in the country's general election. Less than a year since Britain voted to leave the European Union and just 11 days before the start of negotiations over the terms of that departure begins, the snap election was called by British Prime Minister Theresa May with a focus on securing a mandate to take into Brexit talks. More than 46 million people are eligible to vote in what is the fourth major UK poll in 3 years. Polls closed at 10 p.m. UK time with results expected to begin rolling in within an hour or so after voting. World heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has again been granted an exemption by the International Boxing Federation to fight Vladimir Klitschko for their heavyweight title. The IBF, however, noted the bout must take place before December 2nd, 2017. The winner of any potential rematch between Joshua and Klitschko must then face #1 contender Cobra Pulev in a title defense. Cristiano Ronaldo remains the world's highest paid athlete. According to Forbes, the Real Madrid star topped Forbes' list of 100 highest paid athletes for a second time in a row. Cleveland Cavaliers star LeBron James moved up second spot on that list. Ronaldo is estimated to have earned a total of $93 million between his salary of $58 million and $35 million in endorsement income. Novak Djokovic is considering taking a break from tennis. Djokovic was kicked out of the French Open tournament by Dominic Thiem. The Serb star was beaten 7-6, 6-3, 6-0 by the Austrian youngster on Wednesday at just the quarterfinal stage of the games. It's the second Grand Slam this year and he has been eliminated at an early stage. The third Grand Slam Wimbledon starts on July 3rd, 2017. That's all we have on News Now. Thanks for watching. I'm Thelma Okoro.